Namaste, brothers and sisters. Welcome to my channel. Celestial Farm Girl here, and we're going to plant a few seeds that we have gathered from the higher universal intelligences, okay? I love you guys. I hope everybody is doing good. This is One Chicken. He's the emperor of the house, the boss. And he wanted to be with us today until he don't, I guess. So today's Saturday. Wow, Saturday, really? Yes, Saturday. And the moon is in Scorpio. And yesterday we had an eclipse, right? It was visible over the Pacific, Southern and South America. I wished I'd have went out and looked. It don't say what time though, right? No, it don't. So today is Saturday. The moon is totally in Scorpio. It is the number 5, which is change. And wow, I got a download today. So we're going to talk about that. And I was writing it down. And so we're going to shuffle the archetype while we talk about it. This is a download that God wanted me to let everybody know that the underworld, or what we would refer to as hell, and the upper world are working together. Hence, my descent down into hell. Remember, I told you in the vision that Jesus took me to hell. Literally. And I lived through hell for a long time after that, through losing my children, addictions. Man, I had to pay my karma off, and I began paying my karma off a long time ago. At the age of 17 is when I can remember, the first big hit to my heart was when my daughter died after my mom got me to swear on her life I wouldn't smoke pot, and I took it so lightly and smoked pot that night, and very next day she was dead. So believe me, I learned never to swear to God on anything. Anyway, that's just a tint of what happens in the underworld, okay? The underworld is where everything we've ever done that was heavy and desperate and defiling awaits us, unless we clear our shadows out. Unless we clear our shadows out. That is so important, to heal ourselves and call back those aspects out of the underworld. What am I talking about? Quantum fields. I'm talking in the quantums. We live in the quantums, whether we realize it or not. Between you and me is the quantum field. That emptiness, it looks like it's space between you and I, is full of the quantum fields. Do you want to hear any? So anyway, the working of the underworld and the working of the upper world, I just gave you examples. So the God of this world, obviously, at that time, and we know that the God of this world is a cruel, heartless God that lets children go hungry, that starts wars, that makes it impossible for people to pay their rent. If they're not of a certain status, the God of this world doesn't pay any attention to them, and therefore the God of this world was cruel and heartless. Now, I'm not sure if I ever met the God of this world, because I met a lot of them, but if I did, I don't believe he no longer exists, because I saw spirits and gods that were taken out and put into the spin. So now the underworld, in other words, they were taken out of their place as gods, put into the spin to be born back onto this earth and to live through what they created for other people to live. That's how the universe works. I mean, the universe has 12 laws. It doesn't matter if you're a god planet, or a god soul or God's spirit or God's star or God rock. The whole idea was to create a humanity that was kind and gentle to one another. And in order to get them to that place, we needed synergy. And synergy comes from love, to people who love each other more than they can, explain. Or energy comes from fighting, right? And that's synergy as well. So when you rub two sticks together, it makes them burn. It gives them fire. It gives them energy that they didn't have before they came together. So they both got something from each other in order to grow. Now, God told me that in the Garden of Eden, they were given a choice, heaven or hell first. And hell was chosen to go through first to get all of these impurities worked out of us, alchemizing. You pour it into this cup, pour it into that cup. That's how our souls have been, you see. This body is the cup. So pour it into this cup, pour it into that cup. Each lifetime working off any kind of karma that we held from lives before. And what is karma? It's a lesson. So any lessons we needed to learn about how to behave or how to make our life better, then, that was the proper punishment of anything we did wrong, which was never a sin. They were lessons for us to learn and grow. And for that, we needed lower power and upper power. We need to have choices to make. In order to make those choices, to learn from them choices, whether they were a good choice or a bad choice, there was never a sin. There was, did you learn? And if you didn't learn from your choices, then you begin to regress, right? Yeah, if you don't learn and grow smarter and move more forward into your place, then it's the lower world, and we begin to regress until finally we don't care about who we are. We don't love ourselves. We don't love nobody else. That's true regression, right? Regression is just regressing down until you're finally in despair. And when I took my journey to hell, that is what I saw. I saw despair. It wasn't punishment, people being whipped and hurt. No, these were people that weren't able to work out their issues or their shadows or their fears. And it took them lower and lower and lower until they were in the pit of despair. And that's what happens when we don't learn our lessons. And so this reading, I got a lot in right there. I hope you guys are still with me. This reading is about the choices we make that can lift us up higher and make us wiser, happier with who we are, and the best we could possibly be. Or those choices that we continue to do that would, take us lower and lower and lower, such as addictions, especially harmful addictions to the family. If you're hurting yourself, you're hurting no one. But if other people around and it affects them, then, that's things to look into as well, and abuse, and especially of self. Because most people that abuse have been abused. Isn't that unfortunate? Yeah, it's a disease, isn't it? People who have been abused, a lot of them abuse. Very few are capable of calling back into themselves the box. Wow, we've had this a few times. Are we in the box? Or are we coming out of the box? The 3D world is hell. This is where it's all about control, material world, And the material world is really a hard, rough place for a lot of people, because and we are material, and we deserve to have everything we need that's material, because the more secure we are, the more competent we become to develop what we have within ourselves, right? Now the underworld wants to announce that they are no longer, because there's a bigger spirit than any that were ever here on earth or around the earth, the universal creator of all things, the organizer, has declared that we are working to rise up, and the 3D world, heaven has entered into hell and is working on helping people and energies and entities to transmute that energy and to bring lighter and more conscious decisions into the leaders and the people that are rising up with this new spirit, this Holy Spirit, these ethers, these laws of the universe that are implementing into everyone and everything. When I look at that box, I see it rising up. So I'm going to put it up here and let you get a glimpse of how you see. Look at it in two different ways. To me, it looks like a pyramid with a light burning inside. And, you know, some people, and now I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's a tunnel going down to the ends of the earth. Do you see both sides? It's all a matter of how you look at it. Right now, it's a big old pyramid sticking out to the top, but if I glance at you and then look back, if I look at it in a certain way, there it goes. Now it's going down to the center of the earth. We have choices. There's always the opposite. And the opposite aren't bad. They're just there to help us learn our lessons. You know, to become better and better and better. If we don't look at it like a war, you know, yes, people who think they can do black magic and stuff do use or had been using elements to do magic, black magic, but that's no more. If you're not doing good, then you're not allowed to do nothing at all. It just all falls back. All that negative energy will not be projected out to us. It will fall back on those, just like that tunnel. Here, I need to put that over here. Just like this box. You can be out of the box or you can be in the box. But no matter where you are, the 5D energies are with everybody. And the ancestors from back in time and are sitting the elites down. Okay, let me get into this. Let's get some cards going. The download was, wow. I was so grateful to, you know, hear this message. Yeah, things are changing. The 3D is being infused with the 5D spirit, because you can't stop spirit. It goes through anything. It's like water. Water wears away and wears away and wears away. And before you know it, there it is. It's right there where you didn't think it would be. And we know the waters are rising. Everybody's talking about it, right? And so is the spirit. And more and more people are going to be given in to love, peace, and sharing, and knowing that as a world we are a community and we need to watch out for each other, right? Yeah, I love you. If you're hurting, so am I. And if I'm hurting, so are you. You know, that's life. Look at you, one chicken. Come on. I think I'm going to start calling him Wonton. I like it better. You want to come down? Come on. Come to Mama. You want to say hi? Look at that beautiful face. Oh my gosh. Mwah. Yeah. You going down too? Okay, come on. Mommy's going to do her show. I love you. Oh, yes, Mama. Mama. Come on. Okay. We got some dice here. We have got 3. South Node. Yep, South Node 3. What is that? Gosh, I want to say that's Pluto. No, Pisces. That's Pisces. Pisces. Sorry. Pisces 3, South Node in the deeps. Yeah, God is going, the Holy Spirit is plunging itself all the way down into the deeps and the depths of the lowest of the low. It's all being infused. It's like intensive care unit at this time, okay? So a lot of confusion is going on. A lot of healing is going on. In the depths of our souls, we're being touched through the spirit of love. Because that's what God is, love. And when we can find that love within ourselves, more and more people are finding it and sharing it with others. What's that? No, the clouds. Clouds. Dreaming, imagination, and the quantum fields. It's in the clouds. It's in our air. It is the air. I told you between you and I are the quantum field. Didn't I say that? Wow. Yeah. What do we got? Wow. We got a crown. If you want your crown, you got your crown. Huh. I guess the devil's been fired. And there's a new devil in town who's playing for equality in the lessons and not trying to take gain. Look at that. And look at this. We got the black star and the pink star. The dark and light working together. I told you that. That is amazing. And you know what? It's for our protection too. Right? Because didn't Jesus say you got 2 sides? If somebody slaps you on one side of your face, should you not turn them the other? And what does that mean? Well, you go from being this sweet, rosy light worker into this dark star that's like, hey, do you understand what you just done? I might have to just slap you back, and it's going to hurt more than what you did to me. How do we slap them back? Well, you know, people hurt us. We slap them back with silence and ignoring them. If people have hurt us a lot and it's time not to be around them, then we use our dark side, our underworld side, to put up those boundaries and make sure they never see us again. And that's not easy, because that means we gotta be tough and strong and call on the forces and the powers into our body that be. Light is love. Light is truth. Light is peace. Light is joy. But if we have this light, and then we got the people who do not understand us, that want to hurt us or take from us for some reason, that's when we use the darkness. We grow brave. We know in faith and hope that our ancestors are with us, and we're going to speak our truth and let people know how we feel that they've crossed a boundary and we don't like it. And that's the darkness. It's just that simple. And also working on your bobos, your hurts that are inside, so you don't get overly mad over many things that don't matter, but that the things that matter would be looking into the 12 laws of the universe. I hardly ever get mad. It's just not in me. But when I do, yeah, everybody knows it. And it's usually after I've thought about it. Oh yeah, I think about whether I'm going to get mad or not. But I've gotten to a place where I can sit down and think about what happened and decide whether I don't like it or not. Sometimes we don't know immediately whether we've really, been bombarded with meanness because we take it lightly. But it might bother us later on, or we might want to think about it and then be like, well, that wasn't right. And then that's when we pull on our dark energy, our strength, our courage, our force of will, and use that to correct the situation. Love. We got love, baby. You are a precious gift to the world. You got something in you that nobody else does. And you're here. Oh, your true love shines from your soul and touches everyone around you. Yeah, that's why we want to heal our shadows, so that we can love the people we love as much as possible, and be capable of handling our emotions and anger in a way that is productive for everyone, that all people are able to work out some kind of deal. So much better than fighting or arguing, right? Because arguing never gets you nowhere. I don't argue anymore. I don't argue with nobody about anything. The minute the argument starts, I turn around and walk away and say, when you're in a better mind, we'll talk then. Remember to love yourself first. You, baby, you. Love you so you can go in and find all the beautiful things inside of you. So you can love others from a place of abundance. That is how I am capable of loving you guys. I love and respect myself. I do not allow anyone to disrespect or mistreat me, nor do I ever disrespect or mistreat anyone. You come to my house, you think you come home. I'd be like, you ready for dinner? I'm a very gentle, loving person, and I love people. And I love people who are receptive and able to, give me a good conversation. I'm looking for somebody to teach me something, tell me something I don't know. Let's get excited here. Prosperity. Open yourself to possibilities and be grateful for the abundance already present in your life. Every day I sit down and thank God for everything. Every morning. I'm always so grateful when I look around me and see my puppies and my house and my son. Oh man, I'm so grateful because I know the possibilities of where I've been. And I remember never feeling grateful then. But I had to learn to feel grateful even while I began feeling grateful the minute people started helping me while I was homeless. I was like, oh, I could not believe anybody would help me. And I was so grateful, and I prayed over those people, and I felt so blessed that they would help me get food and a hotel room. Wow. And so, gratefulness goes a long way. It helps you to feel good about what you have. And if you can't find gratefulness in your heart, that means you got shadow work you need to do. Okay? There's owies in there, bobos that need a little bit of love and peroxide love, disinfection love, no matter how you got hurt, to make sure you have told yourself and that child or that person that you love them and you'll support them, and we'll do better, or it'll get better, or we'll figure it out. And that's the way you do it, man. That's the way you do it. Brings joy. Geez, we already done had a reading, right? Brings joy. God wants you to have joy. The more joy you hold in your heart, whether it's hope, faith, joy, just joy of you're happy with who you are, because you tell the truth. You're happy with who you are because you don't try to shice nobody. You're happy with who you are because you got your bills paid. You're happy with who you are because you got a great meal on the table, or even a little meal, or if you have any of those things, right, are in or out of the box. When you're out of the box on top and you feel good and you're joyful, you can see around you in 360 degrees because you ain't got no clouds around your mind, your third eye. Despair and all that is a part of another world that we're coming out of. So we're leaving all that behind. All right, I'm just going to leave that there. And I'm going to dive over here and we're going to talk to Mama Gaia. How does she see this? And to let you know that the underworld is no longer anything to be feared because the devil has been defeated. Yeah, he's been defeated. The tables have turned. We have we're over now. There's more people that are enlightened now than that are not. And so it's pre-mating out through the earth and into everything, these ethers, the quantum fields. I gotta take a card. I was told, look at this. 6 of Waters. Yeah, the past will soon be fading away. Nostalgia, this card is in a regular deck. In this deck, it's about dreams and being offered these dreams. See her handing out her hand there? Yeah, where she got in it. The pearl and gems in the heart of love. The ocean. The ocean is even, the ocean could be the ethers. I don't know. A part of it. The ethers are just all around us. They're everywhere. They're between us, and that is the quantum field. They will announce that the quantum field and the spiritual world are one and the same. And the quantum field, the ethers, and the spiritual world are one and the same. And so, your ancestors are with you at this time. God has sent all the ancestors to help us. The Holy Spirit of creation are all around us. So when you need help, if you need help, if you need love, if you need to be loved, be loved. Be loved. Yeah, be loved. See yourself being loved. When I go back to visit my inner child, when she needs me, that's when I'm feeling low or like I'm not good enough, or because I go through all this, I have to work on washing my energy all the time, and I see her like this. It's like a dream, and I see her through my mind's eye right here, and I pick her up and hug her, and I tell her she is loved right now. Whether she ever got love before or not, don't matter. We ain't gonna talk about that. But I love her. I nurture her as if she were one of my puppies that were back here on my bed. I made them scrambled eggs and bacon for breakfast this morning. And I made her some too. So what I'm saying is, when you nurture yourself, nurture others, it makes you feel good. It's a kudo point with God to nurture yourself, to love yourself. That's where it drops down to. And like I say, I go back and love the little girl that was me 60 years ago that needed a hug and to be told that she was going to be okay. And there was nobody there to tell me that. My mom hated me. She left me to die many times. See, if I hadn't learned to love myself and care for myself, when I watched my puppies being raised, and after mama quit feeding them and they had to start finding their own way and stuff, I noticed that must have been what it been like for me. You know, I had to find my own way. I had to find my own food. I had to find my own, you know, how I lived, I don't know. I remember walking along giant rivers and stuff like that. So, yeah, the world's going to change. And children will no longer be neglected and abused and kept in regression. You know, education is so important to get our children's minds working and to get them interested in an education that suits them, because the education we have about money and numbers is not good enough. This is chakras, chakra. If I had a religion, it would be this. This would be my religion, because I believe in it, and it has worked for me so well. Firing up my chakras. Fire up your chakras. The more of us who fire up and connect into the collective as a whole, we will overwhelm everything just through our hearts, minds, and souls. There will be no more battles, no more. Peace is coming for all of us. You know, even the government knows. People are talking now about how unfair the wealth thing is. Get ready. It's going to change. I am a prophet. I know that. And the underworld is working right along. This was supposed to be a reading about the overworld and the underworld. You see that connection there? That's with Mother Earth, the underworld, and the heavenly fires, the heavenly planets, the solar system, the galaxy, the friggin' universe. Look at that. Ain't nothing can touch you. You got protection all around you. This is what it will be in 50 years. People will be, our grandchildren are going to understand themselves so well that they'll be able to see anything coming. Another thing, God said hell was the foundation. We had to have hell, you know, in order to build heaven. People had to see their lower natures, their lower side of nature, in order to rise up to the heart. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Hey, will you guys like, share, subscribe if you're with me, please? Come on. If you're still here, go ahead and do it. You know you're here for a reason. Anyway, I'm not like everybody else. I'm a weirdo. I love being a weirdo. I talk about things a lot of people don't talk about. You know, and so, like I was saying, Callie, Mama Callie, I've said this in other readings, is at this time kicking the asses of those who have too much wealth and have not shared nor made a way for people to have the money they need. Everybody deserves 1%. The wife deserves 1%. The masculine deserves 1%. Let me do that again. The divine feminine deserves 1%. The masculine deserves 1%. The children deserve 1% of all the earth's resources. And our main job on this planet is to tend to all life, no matter what bracket it's in, from the earthworms and the bugs to the tallest trees. That's our job, is to preserve her and keep her and make sure she can and will forever be able to, you know, take care of the next 7 generations ahead. And this knowledge is going to come in, and we are going to implement this, and it'll be in, I want to say, within the next 50 years. I see it coming. I don't know if I'll be alive, but whatever, I know it's on its way. And this is the dream. This is the dream. And it's spreading everywhere. People are mad that the wealthy are getting wealthier now. Yeah, fucking A. It's time to get pissed off about the wealthy getting wealthier. It's time to get upset because they send our children to war to thin out the population and their kids go to college. No, that's no fair. That's no fair. That's no friggin' fair. They have so much money, and there are people in the streets that don't have nothing, not even a corner to lay their head on. They're not even allowed to lay on the corner. They have to go find, I don't know where they go. You know, I never hung out with the homeless. I was always somewhere alone by myself. I didn't group up in groups. I'm a loner, always was, always will be. Anyway, this is about, you know, we're all firing up. We're changing the world. Those of us who have high hopes and better thoughts towards a new world and believe in it, we're making it happen. We are all a force to reckon with. That's the crone and the sage. You know, after you don't have children anymore, you become different. And that's called the crone for a woman and a sage for a man. You've done reared your children, you're on your own, you're off doing your own thing, you know, becoming your own person. Now this is your time to be you. And it's our time to stand up. And you know, a lot of us can't go to big meetings. I don't. But prayer, meditation, focused concentration, grounding into the earth, ground into the crystal grid, and share your power with the collective. Share your power with the collective. Be one of God's children that activate the good seeds. Celestial Farm Girl here, planting a few seeds from the celestial world for the benefit of your peace and joy. Because I love you, and I know you deserve it. I know you deserve it. Ah, man, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go. What else can I say? Just don't be afraid. The devil is no more. The underworld and the upper world are working together in the middle world. We're all learning lessons, and it was meant to be this way from the beginning. Nothing to fear, just move forward. Find something to keep your mind going. Get interested in your life, because now it is your life. No longer do you belong to the children. No longer are you belonging to a wife or a husband. No longer do you have any ties where you can't just invest in yourself to make yourself better. And be the best you can be when you cross over to talk to the Great One who created you. Right? You look at it like, wow, I'm going to meet this one, and when I do meet this one, I want to meet him or her being the best I can be. It just kind of amazed me that the thought that God is always there to greet everybody that passes over. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. What a wonderful thing. A whole entourage to lead, guide, and hold you while you settle into the next world. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Wow. I love you guys, and I'm going to let you go. Please leave me a comment if you love me. Come on, tell me something. I wonder sometimes, am I too boring? Am I, you know, I just only do what God asks me to do. The Holy Spirit tells me, and I follow through the best I can. And with that being said, please like, share, subscribe. I love you, and have a wonderful day. I'll be back later. I'll be back.